This is exciting.
Hello. I don't know if they call it this is exciting or not. I can never tell. The
I
bars go
hope
up
so.
and
The
down.
countdown was really exciting.
Yeah, no, I was going to say I'm going to take us in. Hello, welcome back to our Shackleton Expanse campaign for Star Trek Adventures. We're back deep in the Shackleton Expanse, ready to explore strange new deaths and possible problems for the crew. Yeah, it's a very exciting time. We're a mere few episodes away from winning. No one's winning anything, Tom. I'm sorry. But yeah, we are coming towards the end of our campaign, unraveling the mystery of the Tilikaal saga. I'm joined by 4 wonderful different species. That's true, actually. That's actually true. Let's meet them. Let's meet them now. Anita, hello. How you doing? You're still muted. Take 2. Anita, how you doing? No! Tom, vamp.
I'm
Tom?
vamping.
Hello,
I'm
Tom.
vamping.
Hello.
Hi.
Vamping.
I'm vamping.
How you doing?
Vamping.
It
Yeah, I'm
started
okay.
raining outside my window. Tom, and now to Tom with the weather.
It's weather. Oh, yeah.
Okay, I fixed it, I think.
There we
Hi.
go. Vamp done.
Hello.
Sorry, I'm Anita. I've been having audio issues for the past couple days that I need to solve. I'm doing well though. I'm excited to mourn the death of my bestie that I smooched. I'm upset about that,
Yeah,
Samantha.
yeah. You a little mad.
I'm not mad. I'm sad about the whole thing. I blame myself. I blame myself.
Yeah.
Roll 20. RNG betrayed me
Yeah.
at the end there.
Everything will be alright.
And then April started posting clips in the Discord of my failure.
She did. Oh.
Let's get going with this. Stop receiving me.
Saying like it wasn't me. That just blame me. Susie always does.
I take the blame.
There's still time. There's still time. Tom, and now to Tom with the weather.
It's raining.
Were you out in it today?
So yes, I was, but it wasn't raining particularly heavy today. Fortunately, there was only a few scattered showers. However, it was a full grey day, no sunshine whatsoever. That misty kind of rain, it gets you
Soaks you
soaking wet,
through.
but it's not really rain. It's the worst time. But yeah. Apart from that, yeah, I'm fine. I'm fine. I, on the other hand, do blame Susie for her stupidity, doing that. So she got what she deserved, really, as far as I'm concerned.
100%.
Mm-hmm.
I'm glad you're in my side, Tom.
Yeah, absolutely,
Glad you're on
Sam.
my side.
Absolutely.
Thanks. Doc, are you on my side? Was Susie stupid?
I don't see sides, Sam. I'm beyond that. I've grown past it. I see it as a part of a greater whole. And all I'm saying is, 3 days, 3rd day outside of his own system as the first person from his species to exit his home system. And it's just been shit. Like, if I were Pasha, I would turn around and go home and be like, no, fuck it. Like, we're all staying here. The Ferengi will be here soon to trade with us, but we're not leaving.
Galaxy's pyramid scheme will be here soon. It's
Yeah.
fine.
Yeah, don't worry. I got us a pyramid scheme and a dead Starfleet commander. So I hope you're happy. Enjoy.
Yeah. Susie,
Hello.
why did you even turn up today?
I don't know. I tried in the group chat. I said, "Listen, I'm dead. Y'all have fun saving the universe. I'ma have a nap." And you were like, "No, you don't get off that easy," which I should have known. I've
Gotta
been playing
keep
with
up.
you for 4 or 5 years at this point.
Exactly. I've got to keep up my
I should-
brand.
Yeah.
If you kill him,
Just gonna have a lie down.
listen,
right
chat. If you kill him, you can't torment him anymore. So
Yeah,
we'll just have to see. We'll have to see what happens. I have not been out in the rain, although I have noticed that it is raining on my window, and I was a little surprised. But it's alright. I've been indoors. We had some big news this week, though. We just launched the pre-order for Fallout Factions, which is our next skirmish game. I have hidden the box, even though I've been filming with it and stuff like that. I'm
looking for it, just trying to get a better angle.
I'm just, or maybe it's just a little peek. I don't know why I have this cardboard box here. That is for someone else. Oh god, there are dice there. Don't do that. The cats will fall over on it. It's alright. It's alright, gang. We're just rearranging the furniture. The cardboard box is still there, but the Klingon Collector's Edition is in the back there for you there as well. So yeah, have fun with that. And you can just about see the can you yeah, you can just about see the picture that I got printed of the Star Trek cats playing poker from the Enterprise. It's my favourite little thing in the office. So yeah, there we go. That was my tour of my office. I don't know what these intros are anymore. Let's start the game. This is episode 25. We've been doing this almost half a year. That's bonkers. We'll have gone through half a year before the campaign is up. There are at least 3 more sessions until we can call it a day on the Shackleton Expanse. But before then, we need to go through episode 25. Disunification. And Lieutenant Harvey, you have the log. So please, whenever you're ready, take it away, Tom.
One second.
Find the window.
Yeah.
Find the tab.
Finding the tab. Okay.
Tom, I showed you my log. Please respond.
Can't just ask someone that, Sam.
Whenever you're ready.
Okay. Lieutenant Harvey's personal log, stardate 49027.5. Burrell's in serious danger. Something about a mix-up. We're on the away mission. He got caught up by some Tilikaal technology or something worse. She chose to do something crazy like interface with it. We're rushing down to sickbay to try and help her.
And so that is where you and Pasha enter the Lexington's sickbay. The old kind of dusty sickbay. It's emergency lighting still on, not fully having powered up yet. You see Eka. You see Natalie huddled around a sickbay bed. And Burrell is lying on it. They are the two of them standing, like patching up, probably, where they've had to try and like disconnect her from this machine, or the transporter has just like plucked her out of it, and so they're essentially dealing with the kind of like surface level trauma. But for Pasha, and for Harvey, this is like exactly what you see in front of you. There's an air of, panic in the room, even if it's kind of echoey and it's just the 3 of them.
Harvey, I don't know what Harvey's doing. Pasha doesn't panic. Pasha, well, maybe panics internally, but just like rushes over and starts to like plug in where they can, just to like scan, check her condition, see if there's anything that can be done.
Yeah, absolutely. So this is going to be a medicine test.
Sure.
And I'm going to say you can approach this either with daring or with reason.
I'll definitely go, reason. Complication range?
I think the complication range, considering her injuries, is going to be like a 2.
Okay,
So 19
and I'll
or
use
20.
my focus on emergency medicine.
Mhm.
Okay. I
So
roll. Here it goes.
you guys don't have any momentum in the pool yet. I've reset everything. It's not. I know it's technically the start of like a new little adventure, although it is. But every episode I tend to reset that, and so you've got no momentum in the pool, but everyone's got their point of determination that they'd start the mission with, and so you can use that as well if you'd like to. This is going to be difficulty 4.
Okay. What do I change to make it difficulty 4?
You don't. You just need to get more successes on your dice. You might want to increase your dice pool.
I would like to increase my dice pool.
Harvey.
Could I offer
Yes.
something to try and help with this scene?
Yeah, absolutely.
So you said that the sick bay is basically on minimum power, of course, because we're still trying to get. So Harvey enters the sick bay and he just stands at the entrance, basically just looking at Burrell while Pasha kind of runs and starts checking over Burrell, and it takes a moment for him to process what's going on, as he's just looking at her still body. And then after a few blinks in his head, he probably noticed just how dim it is in here and barely anything is working. So Harvey's going to do what he always does when when emotions start bubbling to the surface that he doesn't like. He is going to get to work. So he is probably going to go to a console or try to divert power from additional systems into the sick bay so we can get it up and running. Could I do an engineering check to divert power to assist?
Yeah, absolutely.
I don't know what medical stuff they had in the original series. I can't remember. Did they have like a scanner table or whatever, or did they all do it like? Oh no, they had those things on the wall, didn't they? That went...
Yeah. She's in a med bed. She's in a med bed, so she's got like
Med bed.
You've got readouts like up on the headboard type thing. I think recent Star Trek, like Strange New Worlds, has started to not differentiate too much with how kind of things are done. But Pasha's got like a Starfleet medical kit because they had one like as you were rocking around the ship as you were trying to take.
Do you want me to do this as an assist or completely separate?
This is just an assist roll. Yeah. This is just an assist roll. So this is just gonna be one d20, and you're gonna be. I think you're going to be working fast, so this is daring and engineering.
Daring and engineering. Here we go.
And I'm gonna
one success.
And I'm gonna spend determination to get a success.
Okay, so if you spend your determination, you'd get 2 extra successes before you roll, or you get the opportunity to re-roll if you want to save it.
No, I'm gonna start with 2 successes.
Start with 2 successes. Cool.
We're looking for 4, so that'll bring it up to 3.
And what value are you calling upon to spend your determination?
On efficiency before friendship, because he didn't roll in saying, "Hey, what happened?" He's like, "Get out of the way."
This is a medical emergency. We need to sort this out now. Absolutely.
Right.
Cool.
All right, so here's the roll. 2 successes more.
For a total of 5 successes. You get 1 momentum. And here is the kind of essential success from that. So you managed to patch up Burrell's wounds. You managed to stabilize her vital signs. From what you can understand from her human and Klingon vitals, it appears that her major organs appear to be functioning as the database expects them to be functioning, and stuff like that. But there doesn't seem to be. There seems to be a very, very low level of brain activity. Lower than you would expect from a.
Lower than usual.
Lower than an unconscious or comatose body, by person.
And this is also a stretch on top of all that, but seeing as there is some sort of for them recently discovered connection with the Tilikaal and his planet, is there anything here that's like, wait a minute, that reminds me of this? Or is there something with this technology that has roots on Setu? That would be like make a connection.
Why don't you roll again for me? Roll reason and science for me.
Right.
This is going to be difficulty 3.
Okay. 2 more successes.
Okay.
I mean, that would, gosh, maybe use diplomacy as somebody who's from another planet. But
no, it's trying to recall
nothing else
something
really.
about Setu, and so you really do rack your brain, but there's nothing that, to the best of your knowledge about your history or your learning, that actually connects what has happened to Burrell here. But it's kind of apparent to you that she's clearly been connected to some kind of technology from the kind of wounds that are on her body, on her outer body. You know, that seems to have been the issue, essentially.
When
what you
she's
can make out of the
once
physiology.
she's stable, Pasha is going to keep on busying themselves by just looking at these connection points, these whatever might be left over, any sort of sign of the kind of connection it was, just so like he remembers it for later, because he's still kind of wrestling with this idea that there are people under the ocean.
Yeah, for sure. And Eka, what are you doing?
Eka has kind of, as soon as Pasha dove in to like start working, I think Eka kind of got pushed backwards and just kind of took that and slumped against the wall. You can fix her, right?
That I don't know yet. She's stable, or she's stabilizing, but I don't know. It's some sort of, not a vegetative state, but she's just hanging on barely.
You know, his brain patterns don't look right to me.
What do you mean?
Something about these waves here, just there's far less activity than I would have expected, even for her condition.
Do you think part of her's still stuck in the machine?
I hope not.
What machine was this? What did you find?
It was some kind of research station, maybe, or an outpost. Something carved into the lower surfaces of the moon, the crust itself. Seems to go on for...
Are we not going to talk about the fact that the previous occupant of where Burrell was hooked up was a dead Starfleet officer?
I did... What?
I mean, we definitely need to unravel that at some point, sure.
And he holds his tongue.
I'm sorry. I'm just confused as to what happened down there. There was a dead Starfleet officer in the chair. How long dead?
I mean, I'm just
At least
connecting the
100
dots.
years?
Yeah, I'm just connecting the dots here, Harv, but like this ship's been down for 100 or so years.
Okay.
And that admiral is there.
So, just to get it right, who thought it would be a good idea to sit in the chair?
It was Burrell's idea.
Uh-huh. And neither of you thought to maybe say no? Goddamn corpse right in that chair?
Natalie walks up to him and she says, "She saved our lives, Harvey." And she pulls up on the, like, you know, does a little few button presses, little bit of a rerouting, but actually on the display then in sickbay you see that Romulan warbird effectively in stasis, like shifting slowly away from the moon. She gave us the best shot at this that we've got. All right, she's not dead.
Still a stupid idea.
Okay, I think Harvey got a great point, and we can't figure out what her motivations were now. We'll have to wait until we can get her back on her feet, and we still should probably get out of here, right? These Romulans could come back, or more of them.
Yeah.
Where do we go?
I think we're going back to Setu. We've got to see what's down there.
It's as good of an idea as anything. Okay. Everyone remember deep breaths, because when we breathe, it increases the, well, I guess you use oxygen for your brain. And that'll help us keep a clear vision and do what we need to do. And that's what Burrell would want, is for us to do our best. And so we'll just try to remember that we're not each other's enemies here. We're just, okay? Great. I can see you're all, okay, great. He turns and leaves.
I'll be in the engine room. And he's going to head off.
Wait, no. We need to be in the bridge. We need to man the bridge. We need to crew the ship. Eka, come on.
Eka is just mechanically moving where they're told to.
Natalie waits for the two of you to head out the door for sickbay, back to the corridor, and then from behind you, you hear her tap a few more commands on the console, and you hear transporter from behind you.
Shit, I probably don't have a phaser on me, if I'm honest. I might. No, you know what? I probably have a phaser on me. And I'll turn and point the phaser.
Natalie's pointing a phaser at you.
At me?
Yeah.
Wait. So I turn and point the phaser at the energy.
And you're pointing it at Natalie. So you've just exited the sickbay door. You've heard that transported beam behind you.
Right. I turn round.
So if you turn around and you've pointed a phaser, Natalie is standing right in front of you, and she's pulled a phaser at you.
Oh.
You got something to
the
say?
second I see that she's in front, I will, because I'll pull it back as if, you know, like, oh, I didn't expect you there. I was pointing at the transporter.
Over Natalie's shoulder, the sickbay bed is empty, and she says, "You got something to say, Harvey?"
Where is she?
In the transporter buffer. You going to the bridge?
Oh. Someone was beaming in.
She's just got the coldest expression on her face.
Yeah. I'll go to the bridge.
Come on. And she holsters her phaser, and she starts to walk with you. She kind of, Eka, you see her kind of eye you, not suspiciously, but kind of just trying to read you and get with some concern. But if you guys are walking and you're walking with her, then she'll just carry on.
I think Eka moved ahead of that whole, was told bridge, and is like, where's the bridge? And has just walked ahead without even thinking, probably not even knowing the layout of this ship, is just trying to find the way to the bridge.
Yeah, cool. Okay. So, Burrell, you wake up. You are conscious of the fact that you are awake. But you can't see anything. You can't hear anything. But you can... You're not standing either. But you can still feel the kind of push of suspension on your body from like behind and below you. So you feel suspended in the air almost.
She's gonna try and like just like try and get a sense of where she is. She obviously can feel the suspension, but like she can't see anything. She can't, do anything. She's gonna try and move around and just try and like get a sense of where the hell she is, like what's going on.
You, by doing that, can feel your movement. You can feel a little bit of the air floating across, your hands, your neck, where you had patches of skin exposed to the air. And so you can feel that kind of moving around. You can feel a little bit of your collar, just like it's because it's so, you're picking up on so tiny little changes because of your sensory deprivation, and so you can feel the little like collar just ever slightly flapping as you kind of just slowly move, like glide through the air. And then you visually seem to become aware of like it's more of a shape than an actual object, but it feels like the boundary to a place, maybe like a bit of a curved ceiling, a wall, a kind of slightly odd angle. Reminds you actually of the kind of angles of the old Starfleet corridors, but there's something different about this. There's a kind of curvature to the top half of this. It's kind of in a very, very dark kind of grey. So you're only just beginning to adjust to that right now.
So yeah, she's gonna try and move towards that. It's the only thing she can see right now. So she's just gonna try and move to propel herself, or just like will herself forward. She's kind of, like when you put like a toddler in water for the first time and then just like they're going, just trying to get somewhere.
Yeah.
She's trying that, like she's a very physical person, so this is a very strange thing for her.
You work a little bit too much, actually, because then at that point you actually move a little bit too fast, and you kind of bump into and push up against that kind of like wall. And as you do, illumination strikes your eyes as a kind of ribbon of blue energy spikes out from that wall where you impacted on it, and just starts to sputter out into the vast distances that you're kind of within.
So she's gonna like shield her eyes for a minute, because I imagine that's quite bright against the darkness that was around, and she's gonna like try and follow the trails, but if she'll focus back on this thing she's collided with.
Mm-hmm. You look back for a second, and you can see just very slightly imperceptibly these little shoots, little ribbons, little neurons, maybe little electrical impulses of blue streaks of energy across this wall.
She's gonna try and follow the shape of this wall, see if it leads to somewhere. Follow these little ribbons.
And as you're kind of slowly touching them, as you're like touching the wall, they start to kind of spit off, break off, fly around the wall and then off into the distance. And then from behind you, you hear, "Who are you?"
Try and turn around.
And as you kind of float around, a single solitary figure is standing in, what seems to be a kind of infinity pool of like black liquid. There's a little shimmer of that, we're going kind of classic, like kind of dreamscape type stuff. And so kind of just standing there, just, legs together, feet together, is a Vulcan man.
Oh.
Black, bold, the typical Vulcan eyebrows, looking at you, staring at you with that typical, like, fixed Vulcan analysis.
Mm-hmm.
Who are you?
My name is Burrell. Who are you?
Why are you here? How are you here?
To both of those questions, I'm not sure. Where is here?
Where have you come from?
And Burrell's gonna kind of like, she's gonna will herself to sort of like, stabilize and be able to meet this Vulcan. I was on a moon. I interfaced with a machine, and now I'm here.
And then from your left periphery, you hear another voice as another person floats by you, and she says, "What?" You look round, you see that she has a kind of shaggy, now bob kind of haircut, but similar kind of Vulcan-like features, particularly around the eyebrows and such. But you place her as a Romulan.
Oh.
What?
As I said, I interfaced with something and now I'm here.
Chen, what does this mean? I don't know, replies the Vulcan.
Listen, I'm sorry, where is here exactly? Who are you people?
I am not permitted to tell you that, and neither is she. You are an intruder here, and you are to leave.
If I could, I would. Is there anyone...
Oh no, your internet's a bit spotty. We didn't catch that. Ooh.
Okay, is that better?
Yes.
Okay. My PC started doing a virus scan.
Oh god.
That was wild. She says, is there anyone here I can speak to? Is there anyone in charge? If there are rules where you're not permitted to, maybe
I'll have to
you can speak
consult.
to whoever.
I'll have to consult them. He looks at you, and just as he looks up, in that millisecond, he disappears. Still, the Romulan woman is floating next to you, and she slowly descends and then stands on that kind of black pool that covers the whole of the floor that you can see.
Burrell's gonna... She kind of senses, this woman's... She might talk a little bit. What's your name?
My name's Vabara. Did you say Burrell?
I did.
Where are you? Well, no, where are you from?
I'm from... I was born on Kronos.
Did you come from Kronos?
No, came from a moon in the Beta Quadrant. Was it the Beta Quadrant? I can't remember what quadrant we're in.
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay, good.
You said you'd interfaced.
Yes.
I don't know what Chen's gonna do about this.
Is that what happened to you? Is that why you're here?
And she has this like suddenly ghostly expression on her face, and she pulls back from you, and it's kind of her feet are floating just above the surface as she kind of pulls back from you. I can't say anymore. I'm sorry.
Okay.
And she just vanishes as well.
Bill's just like, what the fuck is happening? She's like looking all around for more of these people popping in and out of existence.
As you look around for someone for an answer, or maybe just for some kind of vague companionship, that kind of blue translucent visage of the Aderi that you carried with you, Tolumian, oh my god, Tolumian, is standing now in front of you.
Burrell looks at Telenumian, and there's like a little smile, like a familiarity. This is a face she at least somewhat recognizes. You know, they've conversed a couple of times. And she just kind of looks at them for a moment. Do you know anything about what's happening?
Well, you maybe surmise that if we were at some relay or research station, that we have perhaps found ourselves in another, somewhere else though, somewhere connected to the network. You felt it, right? This network. You saw this network. We saw some of that from when we first arrived at Setu. Who were those people?
I have no idea. A Romulan and a Vulcan. How would they be in your network?
I don't know. From my time with you, the Romulans have been people of contention with the Federation, someone to fear.
Mm-hmm.
Perhaps they are working to help us as much as you have been working to help us.
Perhaps. They spoke of talking to someone or something about our presence. My presence. I don't know if they know that you're here.
A leader, maybe? One of theirs, or perhaps they are in contact with Ash Tamalia as well. We do not know, and we will not know until this place can give us some answers. If this is a relay station and you are here, or this is something we can interface with, then your Aderi can work it, manipulate it.
My Aderi?
I am now separated from you. I fear that means that you have been separated from your body as well.
And that Burrell, like, her brow, like, knits a little bit. Like, that's not good. Especially for, like, you know, how she was brought up very much in, like, the Klingon culture. She's not in her body. She should be in Stovacor. And she's not. So she's kind of like, little chill runs down her spine.
We must investigate. And he regards the, like, wall and the kind of, like, her ceiling above you, just kind of having a little look around. But we will cut back to the gang in the Lexington. As you guys are make your way to Setu, is there anything that you guys would like to prep for, investigate?
Oh, I mean, Pasha is in their bunk trying to, like, catch up, like a kid 10 minutes before class, like trying to catch up on Klingon physiology, human physiology, any sort of interspecial physiology, brain activity. It, like, has their tablet and is just...
Yeah. Okay. So make me a difficulty 2 reason and medicine check.
Okay.
We've got one
I
momentum
do
in the
have a
pool.
focus. I do have a focus in psychiatric medicine as well.
Oh, yeah, it's a
Which
stretch,
is
but I'll
kind
take
of
it.
neurology.
Yeah,
Okay.
it's a
alright.
stretch, but I'll take it. You've got one momentum in the pool, so you could buy dice for that if you wanted, and you could also give me threat if you wanted any extras.
What's the difficulty again?
Difficulty 2.
Okay. I think I'll just roll it. I think I'll just go for it. Here, not spend.
You've been doing pretty well so far with it.
Ooh, 1 and 1.
Oh,
Just 1.
yeah. So just with 1 success, obviously you are working as diligently as you can in swatting up, trying to figure out a little bit of this. But unfortunately, it's not going to give you a trait in future that will make things easier or anything. But you do swat up on it as much as you can in the time that you have.
They're trying, right?
Yeah.
But Pasha is ultimately probably pretty frustrated that I knew that the commander of the station was a human Klingon hybrid. I should have been researching this for weeks in advance. What is my problem? And it's being very hard on themselves.
Yeah. What about Eka? What about RV? Eka.
I think at some point Ekka's found their way to the mess to try and see what goes for food in a 100-plus-year-old starship. Ever the server is going to try and make sure people eat.
Okay. Yeah. So you don't find any replicators, but there are like little dispenser things, aren't there? I think.
Yeah, they they still dispense. I think they're like they are replicators, but they're very rudimentary if I'm remembering my Trek correctly.
Yeah. Let's go
but
with
it's
that.
like
Yeah.
limited menu, like hyper limited menu starship.
Yeah. Absolutely. It's more
And low power,
reconstituted
probably.
matter than created matter. Yeah, than synthetic. Yeah, absolutely. So you kind of regard these things, with that kind of like quaintness of history, but also, we have to use these. Oh, okay. But yeah, if you want to try and make them work, just difficulty 1 engineering test.
Sure thing. And the second order of business is to try to find the captain's quarters, because chances are the captain has a bottle stashed in here somewhere.
Yeah, absolutely. All right. So make me that engineering test, difficulty 1. Pick the attribute you think best applies to how you're going about it, and then you roll. There's more momentum in the pool as well if you wanted to use that. Oh no. That's all right. While Eka is working on...
That should fix it? Yes.
Yes, just about. Yeah.
Sorry, it's
That's all
voice mod is where my problem comes in, so I'm just going to cut out the middleman there. I think I'm still channeling my Unil, the engineer.
Engineer.
So is this going to be a control engineering or inset or reason engineering kind of deal?
Yeah.
All right. And Baba Booey.
2
successes.
successes gives you a point of momentum to add to your pool right now. And yeah, you do manage to get them to work. The meals are edible, but not exactly gourmet. But they'll do. A little stale.
Any port in a storm, I guess.
Mm-hmm.
It's just going to be like that guy on YouTube that eats 100-year-old MRATs. Let's get this out on a tray.
Cool.
Nice. And yeah, and then I'm going to swing by the captain's quarters and see if I can find a bottle of something.
Mm-hmm. Okay. I think... Are you looking to try and kind of like get a little something out of this gameplay wise, like trying to kind of settle people's moods a little bit and stuff like that?
Yeah, that's kind of my intention. I also know that Harvey is very mad at me, and finding a bottle of something, potentially gin, might soothe things over a little bit.
So there is a lesser known determination spend, which is called Make It So, where you can just create a fact. So you could literally create this gin bottle if you wanted to, or you could roll difficulty 2 test to like find an alcoholic beverage. But then that's up to me.
You know what? I'm going to do the determination spend.
Okay.
Why not? I'm going to use keep your eyes and ears open.
Yeah, protecting yourself. Nice. I like that. So yeah, you rustle up a bottle of gin from the captain's, like there's a cabinet in the captain's office, captain's quarters. And so you grab a couple of glasses, a bottle of gin. No mixer, because we know Harvey's a psychopath.
Yep.
And you head onto the bridge. Natalie is reviewing some telemetry and some logs at a couple of different stations at the back of the bridge. Harvey, I assume that you will have been in the helm position, but I always make that assumption, so I don't necessarily...
So, probably what Harvey did was set course and then go, right? Because the ship does most of the work, right?
Yeah.
A lot of the time, the helm is just looking there, looking pretty until something comes up, right? At that point, Harvey would have liked to start working on getting the sensors back online, because if we don't have any sensors, we can't scan where to beam down to.
Oh, yeah, absolutely.
So he's been working on maybe diverting power from somewhere, or diagnosing why they're not working, what repairs need to be done.
Yeah.
Even like it might have even been occasionally where he told Nat that he needed to do these repairs and just keep an eye on the helm. And
yeah, I mean, you can just be working from some bridge consoles or something like that.
Yeah.
I'll be straight with you guys. I reduced the sensors and communications down from disabled to damaged, just to get the ship going.
Oh, now I see the 3 breaches.
Yeah. So I did that in between sessions because I thought they got the ship going, and very basic sensors, like the difficulty is and the complication range is increased using the systems right now. But if you wanted to try and get rid of that, you could then
Harvey wants to. He wants to be busy.
Yeah.
He wants to be busy.
Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah.
Cool. Okay, so make me a difficulty 3 test to repair these.
He's gonna do reason and engineering.
Reason and engineering. Cool.
Yeah.
You've got 2 momentum in the pool. Do you want to spend any?
Yeah, go on. I'll take 1.
Take 1? Okay.
Yeah.
So that gives you an extra
I'll take 1. Let's hope I'm all right. All right, rock and roll. 2.
So 2 successes means that the sensors are still damaged for now. And essentially, I think you are kind of going to be stuck with those until at least you get to Setu.
Okay, that's fine. I primarily want them for Setu for beaming down, because I know we're beaming down somewhere in a hidden facility. So I figured we need to find out exactly where. So that's why he's specifically concentrating on the sensors. Yeah,
no, that's cool. Okay. That's Eka. That's where you find Harvey.
I think Eka sets down 2 glasses and the bottle of gin.
Harvey's probably under a console, and he sticks his head up and notices it.
If I recall, this is your drink?
Yeah, it is. Where did you find gin?
Captain's quarters. Apparently he doesn't have any taste either.
Yeah.
Natalie, over her shoulder, shouts back at you. She, Captain Carol Moore.
Oh, not Starfleet. I didn't get a dossier.
I unlocked the crew manifest. You're welcome to take a look anytime.
No accounting for gender or taste. Poor. I know you think you could have changed things if you'd gone down there, but do you really think you could have stood up to a 6'4" Klingon when her mind was set on something?
No, I couldn't. but I mean, I would have at least tried. I mean, I could have maybe, I don't know, had a look at the machine, did it a safer way. I mean, I'm the one who has worked with that technology before.
There's no time, Harv.
I know.
Romulans were closing in. Judgment call had to be made. Burrell was the one that hopped on the grenade.
And he kind of heads back under and he starts fiddling with some things. And he, from underneath, it's like we didn't try anything else. I mean, maybe we could have done something with the ship. He just jumped straight at the most dangerous thing there possibly was.
But that's Burrell.
I know. It just pisses me off so much.
And you know what? She would not change a thing.
She was Starfleet half. As much as she, might have had misgivings initially. As much as I hate to say it.
She was also Klingon.
Starfleet through and through. And a Klingon.
He kind of gets under. Still doesn't make me any less angry with her.
Well, you can tell her when we get her back.
Oh, yeah, I will.
All right. Enjoy your gin. Also, there's 100-year-old gruel. Make with that what you will.
I'll just stick with the gin. Thank you. Yeah.
I mean, you'll need something to absorb all the alcohol. You don't want to be working too tilted. Good. I got a laugh out of you.
It goes back, you just hear a and goes back to work.
All right. Crew manifest. Where did they all go? You'd think with a ship this size there'd be bodies, right? Lost with all hands? I haven't seen a single corpse littering the hallways.
Most of the escape pods are jettisoned. Quite a few of the lower decks, I think, based on our walk through the shuttle bay, have the dead amongst them. It's pretty gruesome down there. Natalie's flicking through the crew manifest. You see the Captain Carol Moore. She's a human, blonde hair, white skin. A Commander Waldemar Reiter. How amazing is that name? Another
That's
human,
a great name.
male, with kind of mousy brown hair. As she's flicking through, there's one that takes your notice immediately. And that is the red uniformed Andorian officer, Lieutenant Commander Tyrol Barrett.
That face I know.
And she flicks past it for a second and then she stops and she flicks up again and she's like, what?
Yeah, we met him. Remember when I told you that we got stuck with the washboard compensator in that sort of in-between space?
You met him?
Yeah, he's still in there.
Did you meet any of the other crew? I mean, he is still technically in there. I don't know if we have time to debate the temporal mechanics.
Yeah, he says it's weird.
Oh, yeah. What about the rest of the crew? Did you see any of the rest of the crew?
Just him.
But you were in that kind of...
Yeah, we kind of
liminal,
slipped.
subspace tear.
Yeah, yeah. Terran subspace, the warp bubble of the ship almost made it worse at some point. If I'm remembering correctly, right, Harv?
Yeah, that's right. He was a good engineer, in all fairness to him. He was really good.
So how did you get out?
I freed the Lexington from that trick that we pulled on the Romulans.
Okay.
And then we were able to reinitialize the portion of the drive that was damaged.
Okay.
That sort of pulled us out of the eddy.
Okay. And we fixed that compensator to the warp core.
I mean, we could probably slide back in if we go.
No. I don't.
Past warp 5.
I want to put this on the record. I don't want to do that.
I mean, we could use an extra engineer. No offense,
I
Tar.
mean, he would know this ship better than me.
Okay, but debate aside, there is no sure way that we would get him back in the same temporal point that we had entered, or that we had existed, or that we exist in multiple points. There's no way of doing that. How did he even?
Didn't you say we tried?
You were on your ship,
Yeah, Gift Targ.
the Gift Targ. How did he get onto the Gift Targ?
Oh, he just kind of showed up.
He just kind of showed up.
Yeah. We popped into that subspace ripple. We realized we were stuck there, and then he just kind of appeared. And then he said that we had tried to get him out, or we would try to get him out.
Yeah,
Time is weird.
That
It's so
sounds
many
like,
times.
Yeah,
he said.
it
We
sounds
tried
like
so
it's
many times.
Yeah, okay, so it's not the point in space is not synced with the point in time. Yeah, no, I get that.
Yeah. He's
so-
unfixed.
Yeah, of course, he's unfixed in 2267, and he's gone down with the ship, clearly, right? That's how that all works.
Unless somehow he fell into one of the eddies and became untethered.
What, and all his molecules untangled into quarks? I don't know. Like, what do you? Yeah.
That's all theoretical. Actually, you know what? I need to ask Agi. Not Agi. I need to ask Tam about that.
Yeah. Okay. Well, we've got theories, and then we've got like actual lines of investigation, and like places we can go, and planets that we can see.
I mean, if it's all the same with you, I'm just going to stick with the ship. Physical things that I can repair. All this time travel thing, it's very confusing for me.
Absolutely, Harv. I'm right there with you. I will need you when we go down to investigate this whole stasis facility situation.
Okay. Yeah.
You've got the
By the
most
way-
experience here out of everybody
Yeah.
with this kind of technology.
Okay. Yeah. Sure. I can do that.
Good.
Eka just got a really bad idea.
No more bad ideas,
like
guys.
Bad ideas. I like them.
Bad ideas. She patches through a little communication to Pasha internally through the ship. She says, Pasha, I thought you'd like to know we're coming up on your homeworld.
Oh, great. I'll be right there. I'll be right there. And goes out to join the others.
Cool. And with all of you on the bridge, on the view screen, the ship drops out of warp and then impulses through the system into it and reaches the planet Setu, where the Akaru are below. And you see this verdant planet of water and two big continents. Pasha, you can see the southern continent that you call home there as well. But the planet slowly rotates as the Lexington is in orbit. And finally, a little comm chirp comes through on the communications console off to the right-hand side from the view screen. And you'll kind of stand there for a second. Natalie looks around and she's like, "Oh right, we now have a crew."
Oh right, I can't. Do you want to?
No,
I will.
please. And she picks up the
Sides.
earpiece, the big like silver earpiece thing, and she like points it at your ear.
Takes it,
Yeah.
and puts it in there and answers back and says, "This is Mediator Pasha of Ir Boca aboard the Lexington. We have a commander who is in severe medical distress. We are hoping to make landfall. Please answer. I don't know how to use these things."
And she pushes a few buttons, and she's like, "I should have briefed you. We need to work on your patter a little bit. We can't land the ship. They're not designed to land."
Oh, it just right because the thing where yes asking for permission to beam. Is it beam?
Let's not ask permission for anything. Let's maybe just ask them if we can stay in orbit for a while. We just need to conduct some repairs.
I can do that.
We'll be on our way.
I'm going to take it again. This is Mediator Pasha of Ir Boca aboard the Constitution class ship Lexington. We are going to stay in orbit and beam down.
I would like you to roll, please, presence and command.
Okay.
Based on what you said, the complication range is going to go to 2.
Sure. I'm going to use the focus of diplomacy. And just also, I have a value of clarity, which is he's struggling with at the moment, but he's looking for, in saying what you mean and not beating around the bush.
So there is a rule that you have stumbled into, which I absolutely love. And if you want the complication, you can get a point of determination that you can then spend later. Okay, so you get the...
That does feel like a complication in clarity for him.
Yeah. So, okay.
Yeah. So, test
so roll
2?
for me. Yeah, difficulty 1.
Difficulty 1, okay. There we go. 2 successes.
So you get a point of momentum into the pool as well. And then there's kind of it's not a very big fleet for Setu. You know, they've got a good few little kind of, it's like 6 ships or something, and they're all like little frigates and stuff like that, but they're very efficiently built, very good little ships, and they've been running around the system and just starting to survey the outlying systems from their home. And so I think they've got quite a kind of like tight-knit, like almost NASA-like little one place where they command all this from. It's not like you've gone through to like the Star Trek movies where it's like, woman on like space docking you in type stuff. It's like they're very kind of like, they know what's going on, and the fact that there's this like new ship in the thing. So the communicator on the other end is very direct with you, but they say, "This is very unorthodox. What is beaming down?" And Natalie's like,
it's a new technology.
What does this new technology do?
It relocates passengers via. I don't understand it completely yet, but it's safe, and there's nothing to be alarmed.
Natalie just cuts the comm, and she's like, "I absolutely want to ask you back onto these things over again. Thank you."
Okay.
And she just kind of slowly takes the earpiece out of your ear. Okay. Let's get another read on this facility. Harvey, can you give me a scan, I guess?
Yeah, sure. I'll try and narrow the scan to the area of the ocean that we thought it came from. So hopefully I'll give a more detailed scan of that area.
So yeah, Tom, can you give me it's gonna be difficulty 2. Because of the damage to the sensors. So from 1 to 2. you've got a couple of momentum in the pool. The ship will assist you.
Ew.
But let me just double check the little like breaches again.
Okay.
Sorry, chat. I'm just checking the actual rules because normally I just make it up.
The best type of rules.
The best type of rules where you just make it up.
Yeah.
Damaged. The tasks that use that system increased by difficulty by 2. So actually, it's gonna be difficulty 3 to get a good pinpoint on this stuff. You got 2 momentum in the pool. I think you still have your determination.
My repairs of the sensors didn't really do much more, did it? Okay. I'd very much not want to beam down in the middle of the ocean. You know, that kind of sucks. So I definitely want at least 1 more dice.
Can I assist here? And because like I'm the one who knows the geography here and how where
Yes.
this location is.
I was about to be like, no, but then you
I get
said
the-
something that
yeah.
made sense.
I get the
No.
thank you. Thank you.
No.
I get the feeling that Pasha is like, even on the approach, they're like, okay, there's Telesh, that's the northern continent, and there's Boca, where I'm from, and you see down at the bottom, there's an island off the southern coast of Boca. That's Boca. That's where I was born. Like it's just like blah 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 blah. And there's the city where we have our space center. And,
Yeah. That's a university of thinking. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah,
And then how you could okay, Patrick, couldn't let's talk more about geological kind of events. Has there been any earthquake epicenters in this general vicinity? And he'll kind of click on the thing and it comes up so you can see over the ocean.
Yeah, to Pasha, to you, that's where the tsunami was, like last week.
Oh yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, we had a tsunami last week. Oh yeah, because of the underwater people.
Mm,
Yeah.
that's it. So this is where we think it's mainly. I don't suppose you know if your people have explored under the water around here. Any?
Would I know that? Like how deep within the oceans?
Well, like
we've been?
it's kind of a point of like general knowledge, like that
Yeah, it's
we as
just general-
we as humans haven't explored very much of the ocean, right? So it could be like, oh, actually, no, like it's no, we're exploring space better than we're exploring the ocean. Like it's nuts.
Yeah, we're I think we're more of an outward facing people than a wetward facing people.
I imagine for some scientists, maybe like Pasha, they're a bit like, but what's the point? What's in the ocean?
Why? Water.
Salt, brine.
Fish, maybe?
Okay.
I don't know.
Yeah, I see your point. Yeah. Okay. Well, I will do a scan right here, and
Do you want any more dice?
get 3 successes.
Okay.
I did buy one with the
Oh, you bought
momentum.
one.
I did buy an
Did I
extra one.
take that
Yes.
off? I don't know.
I can't remember. I'm gonna say no.
I'm gonna say no too. So you got
Yeah.
one momentum still left in the pool now. After that, cool. With the 3 successes, you managed to
And we
get.
still got the ship, and
The ship. Yeah.
The ship.
Assist.
and we've got Pasha's assist as well.
Yeah. All right, Anita. Why don't you roll for the ship for me? The Lexington's now at the top
Come
of
on,
the ship
Anita.
folder in the journal.
Sounds good. That's sensors science.
Sensors and science. Boom.
I would love to.
Beautiful.
And
And Doc, why don't you give me Pasha's assist die as well? It's just gonna be 1d20, so your task roll is just gonna be 1. And then I'm gonna say it's reason and command, because you're kind of like giving those instructions as to like where things like are. Oh, why didn't you roll 2 dice?
Oh, Pasha!
I don't know. I set it the task roll to
Yeah.
1, but for some reason it gave me 2 dice.
But
I'm gonna
Pasha's
click
giving
it
me the
again just
deluxe
for the
tour.
Why is it doing that?
Yeah, I don't know. Yeah,
Yeah.
that's weird. And it's always red.
But it was
Yeah.
a 20 on that first die.
Yeah.
Was it that very
It
first die?
surely
It
was.
Anita, I don't know what you have to do to make it right to roll 20, but
right.
There's some penance that
Said-
needs to be served or something.
Hi.
Maybe a strongly
I
worded
need-
email.
I need to talk to Danny.
Yeah. But Pasha coming in clutch with the geography.
mean, we
For
got
2
two
more
quick geography,
successes.
geology
2
lesson.
crits. So
two
that's
crits.
2 more momentum to the pool, and complication. The communicator is going again.
It's not. Is it supposed to make that sound?
It means that...
Nat, I think Eka should take this. They are much more of a people person.
Yeah, I can tell.
Just don't tell them what we're doing.
No, absolutely not.
And get to the point as fast as you can. Remember, we're efficient.
USS Lexington. Apologies for the miscommunication from my cohort. The ship is just undergoing repairs. I don't understand why he thought had the need to come down to the planet's surface. We just need to remain in orbit and provide our assistance here.
Why are your energy signals pointing to the... why are you bouncing energy signals off of the sea?
Apologies, just a routine scan. Our sensors have been down for quite some time. We just managed to get them back up and running, and scanning them on a biological surface actually helps calibrate them.
There's a pause. I'm not even going to get you to roll. And he just says, very well. Boop.
Appreciate
That
it.
was so slick.
There's no signing off. There's no signing off.
No.
Boop.
Well, boring conversation anyway.
Yeah,
It's like the mums
really
that
good.
hang up without saying goodbye. They're just gone.
You're all right. Your people are very efficient.
Yeah, they really like you. I can tell.
Harvey, but you get readings similar to what you got before with the kind of network of very like slight life signs.
Yeah.
Probably obscured through the sea. Or their oh my god, why is the word escaping me? But like, distant, very weak life signs. That's what I'm looking for. Weak life signs below the surface, but in like a whole network. And you think you can pinpoint a focal point based on your experience and what you've witnessed from Tilikaal technology, a kind of focal point where it might either be powered from or controlled from.
Oh, okay. So Nat, I think I got a point for us to beam down. This seems to be a central place where we could, I don't know, do something.
So she heads over. She's kind of, tapping a bit on the console too, looking up some telemetry. I don't think I'm not comfortable with the state that the transporters are in. That we would get a good pad to destination lock, especially under that water. I think it's just too risky.
Can we use the transporters from your ship?
I think it's still going to be tricky, but we can take the cast down. I think I can manage to slip past their sensors.
Nat, would I know if runabouts can actually go underwater?
If they Tom, if they can go underwater, if they can go into space, they can go underwater.
I suppose so.
Our astronauts train in water.
Yeah, but there's a yeah, okay.
Yeah, they
You
absolutely
don't send
can.
a rocket in the water, though, do you? You don't.
It's
Torpedoes.
the 24th century. Live a little.
Yes. Yes, good point. That's a good point. Yeah.
Look
yeah.
here. The Adventure
Okay.
says they go down in a shuttle, and I want to go down. I've got the budget for this episode. Okay.
Yep. You're right. If we're going down, we're going down. Okay. Cool.
The runabout can absolutely go in water.
Okay, brilliant. That's all I needed. Okay.
If the Defiant can fly into a gas giant, runabouts can go into water.
Well, I'll take it. I've never flown underwater before.
And she's like, you haven't?
I think it's technically flying.
It's it's not technically flying. At
Submerging?
No, I've actually don't think I've ever been underwater.
I mean, you have to compensate for some of the kind of, fluid like dynamics,
Yeah.
but it's fine.
Yeah.
We'll be fine. We'll just take it slow,
Okay.
real slow.
I mean, part of me
Technically,
has been
we're
underwater.
technically a navy now?
That's true. Yeah. Part of you has been underwater. Yeah, it's
Yeah.
true. Okay, good talk. Let's go
Yeah.
and infiltrate this Tilikaal facility. Pasha,
Sure.
Yes.
you know the planet best, even if we are going to a very obscure part of it. So please, I'm looking for your expertise here.
I'm happy to help.
Okay, thanks. And you folks make your way to the runabout in the docking bay. Burrell, back to you.
How you stick with this like stealth stingray reboot with these lot? Like I'm enjoying that. That's fun.
Stingray. La, 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 la. What was her name? Marina? No, Marina, the most beautiful woman on the world, and she's like a mute mermaid girl. Did you ever watch Stingray? Come on.
Yeah, but I was like 6.
It was a long time ago, Sam. A
my
very
God.
long time ago.
There was a whole song about her. Anyway.
Chat says Marina. I trust chat.
Thank you, chat. Chat gets a point of momentum. Right. I don't really know where to pick up with you. What would you like to have tried to do?
Oh man, I don't know. I think she's gonna try walking around, but she's basically in the vast nothingness. She'll try calling out any of that if it's nothing, and then I guess she's just twiddling her thumbs until she hears from the higher ups whether or not she's allowed to be here.
Yeah. Yeah, as you investigate the wall, there don't seem to be any kind of panels or obvious controls, but it definitely responds to your touch. There's like electrical impulses that are interacting. You can feel it. It's like an interaction. You also feel like a kind of sense of, you wouldn't call it control, but just a slight sense of power here. Slight sense of command.
Okay.
I mean, you've been floating around. You've been able to move your body.
Yeah.
And you're definitely sending something when you're like touching the wall with those electrical impulses.
She's gonna try doing certain things. So she's gonna like touch the wall and like think about changing the wall to see how strong, if she does have the power to do things here. She's gonna think about like, oh, maybe I can make a doorway here or something, or she's just trying all sorts. She's trying to think back to all the weird like logs and mission briefings she read, like a million years ago while she's bored. Like, I don't know, what can we do? Let's try it.
Okay. Roll me either presence. No, this is absolutely going to be just presence. Roll me presence and engineering.
Okay. Excuse me.
Do you have a focus you think applies?
No.
No? But 2 successes. I'll give you an option here. On kind of a bit of a gameplay level, actually. So with 2 successes is enough to like create a truth. So you can create a fact about the scene. You can change the scene in some fundamental way. Or I can give you a point of momentum for the extra success, and I'll give you something. I give you a description, maybe a bit of a clue or something.
Give me the momentum.
Okay. So you succeed, get a point of momentum for the pool. It's 4 in the pool now, gang. So I need to be updating the Roll20 as well. And towards your left-hand side, probably about 6 or so meters out from you, a pentagonal kind of doorway kind of emerges into existence. And through that doorway, you can see a fairly barren-looking planet. Kind of brown, yellowish, kind of atmosphere, maybe surface. But you are just essentially like almost like looking through a view screen or something, like at a planet.
So she's gonna she's gonna like shimmy across to it and see if like she can put her arm through this door. Is it just like she's hitting like a field? It's just like a screen she's looking at.
As you push your hand kind of like through that archway, you don't feel any difference. You're just putting it through. And so you're not really sure like if it's like somehow to scale or if it's like you just emerge into space or something, but like you don't feel any field. You just kind of push and you kind of just move your hand through and it's just the archway's just there and you don't feel any different.
Okay. She's gonna start like stick her head through and like her body to see if it feels like while that's through, you know, like if it opens up into like, oh, she's actually onto a planet now, or if it's just like, oh yeah, you're just sticking your head through a projector.
It's a bit like you're like sticking your head through a projector in a way. Like you kind of push through and the view doesn't really change apart from the fact that kind of in a translucent way this door frame, this view screen frame, this pentagonal shape is still just kind of like just behind you. You get more of the star field as you kind of move through it. And you can see a moon like small and way off to your left. But you can tell that the sun is behind you. Just because of how the planet is illuminated.
Okay. It's gonna pull back to the void bit that she knows right now, and she's gonna do some more science, some brain science. We're gonna think about different places we can look at, see if she can change this view in front of her.
For sure. Okay, so again, roll me presence and engineering.
Boop. Oh, 3 successes.
Where do you want to look?
Well, the last thing she remembers is that moon, Eka and Natalie on the surface. So she's going to try and think back to the moon where she was last.
Yeah. And in a surge of blue, like neurons, the archway and the environment beyond the archway changes into that moon. And you think you can make out the speck of a ship having drifted away from that moon.
Okay.
It may be
No
your eyes
signs.
playing tricks on you or your imagination, but it has the kind of shape of a Romulan warbird. But it's just too far, you know, when you're really concentrating, but it's just too far away for you to actually be sure, but you think it's the shape of a Romulan warbird.
I don't see the Lexington or any sign of these lot. Okay. At least she smiles at that because she means she nailed it. They got away. I think in her own head, she's like, yes. Okay, future, more science. We've done moons. Can I look at the Lexington? She's gonna try and be like, okay, how zoomed in can we get with this?
Okay. This, I think, is going to be difficulty 2.
Ooh.
You have 6 momentum now, gang, at this point. Because Susie's been rolling super well.
I'm gonna buy a die.
Okay. So roll 3, difficulty 2.
No successes. Not a 17, an 18, and a 19.
I love that
Order.
for like the actual like beat of the scene. Actually, I love that for it because you're trying really hard to look at probably a moving point in space, and it's it's a much more specific point than an object and like a planetary object. As much as you're working at the moment on a galactic scale, maybe quadrant scale. And so you're concentrating really, really hard. But then a voice behind you says, you have to go.
I just sort of like snaps out. What do you mean I have to go?
You are a danger to us and you are in danger to this place. You have to go.
I'm not a danger to anyone.
From wherever you came from, you have to go. This is not a debate, nor is it a discussion.
Trust me, I would love to get back to my body, get back to my crew. I don't know how.
And you get that kind of from him that you have a few times before when he being Vulcan is still kind of clinging on to that like logical mindset and that kind of ritualistic philosophy that they have about their emotions, but like giving him a bit of a up and down, trying to get a bit of a read on him, like you get the sense that he is like a little bit away from home, maybe. Like his hair's not as well kept as it would be. Like it's like a Vulcan that's kind of let himself go a little bit, not being as neat and as tidy as normal, that kind of thing. It puts him a little bit at odds with what you know about him. It puts him a little bit out of place. And flanking him, as well as Vibara, the Romulan woman that identified herself to you. There's like a flank of other Vulcans and Romulans here, all in civilian clothing, just like looking at you, like a little Greek chorus, just watching you as the like Vulcan de facto leader, you guess, speaks to you.
I have a question. From how they're dressed, do they look like they're from my period in time, or do they look like they're from like 100 years ago or 500 years ago?
That's a very good question. Roll me insight and science.
Oh, okay.
And this is going to be difficulty. You got quite a bit of momentum. This is going to be difficulty. It's going to be difficulty 2.
Okay. I'll spend another momentum for another die.
Okay.
Oh my god, 1 success. Burrell's not a scientist.
No. In terms of time period, you can't really tell. But they for sure kind of they feel out of place to you. They definitely feel out of place to you. How you doing, Anita? Any sound? Yeah. Awesome. Good.
Okay.
You need
Burrell's
to leave.
She's gonna ignore that for a second and say, "You are Vulcan, right?
Yes.
How did you get here?"
That is not, to quote a human expression, any of your business. You are a jeopardy to these people, and you put in jeopardy this mission and our continued survival, and so I ask of you to leave.
What mission?
That is none
How
of
do I
your
put it in
concern.
jeopardy?
That is none of your concern, but you do. I have spoken with the authority here, and you must leave, or we will force you.
Who is this authority?
Vibara looks like, you know, she's kind of like looking between the two of you a little bit. It looks like she's about to speak up, but the Vulcan man interrupts, gets there just that little bit too quickly. I am not going to answer any of your questions.
Okay.
But
Burrell's gonna.
I realise we're
Yes,
playing
go
a
on.
game, right? So
Mhm.
this is absolutely like a social encounter type thing. So,
Okay.
I think this is very difficult because it's clearly something that like he does not want to do. He doesn't want you here. He doesn't want to answer your questions, that kind of thing. But you're trying to get a good understanding your bearings and stuff like that. So, you know, there might be a way that you can like make him slip up or something like that. So as a social conflict, I'm willing to like obviously like let you roll for it, essentially.
Okay.
This is going to be a like difficulty off, roll off type thing.
Okay.
So let me do his roll so that you've got a difficulty to match as well. And I am going to throw a little bit behind this. So I'm going to spend 3 threat to roll 4 dice. And we'll see what we get. I don't have an NPC for this. What can I use? Oh man. You know what? I'm going to use a Starfleet Science Officer. That's what I'm going to use. That might be the best thing for it. Presence. Command. Oh, this is not looking good for him. Okay. No focus applies, really. Yeah, there's something of authority about him, but like he is not built for this, you know? So let's just try it. Come on, random generator. 1 success. You have to beat 1 success in this exchange.
Okay. I'll spend a momentum.
Okay.
Just 1. Because we've got a lot. You know,
Mhm.
I gotta do that.
Yeah.
Smoking if you've got them. Boom. 3 successes.
So we're on 4 momentum now. I'm still trying to keep up chat. I apologize. We're on 5 threat. Okay. Ooh. It's absolutely something about him that with Vulcans, the real truth is that it's all bubbling under the surface and they keep a tight lid on that thing, right? So he's definitely, like, your presence here has definitely scared him in some way, completely thrown things out of into a state of like flux or something. So he is being authoritative as he can, but there's this feeling of like not quite being able to like back it up. The fact that he's gone to an authority figure means that he's not the authority here, and he doesn't really like work on that level. So there is that, you know, weirdness of like oh, and you got 2 momentum. I need to add those back in. Are we back right up to oh my god. Okay.
I'm trying to spend it, gang.
No, this is amazing for you guys. It's good. And so you, yeah, there is like a hint of something. So if there would be a slip up in his replies to you, like what would he divulge to you?
I think in a slip up, maybe the name of the authority.
Okay. So, as he begins to get a little more agitated, you know, he clearly hasn't like focused his mind, done any of that kind of ritualistic stuff that Vulcans do in a little while that puts him out of place in your mind. And he says to you, trying to keep a lid on things, the Iriax has told us that you must leave, and now you must go. And so he begins to float in that like chamber. Then a couple more figures start to float as well, and like a few more. And there's gonna be a little bit of a psychic off.
Oh no.
Yeah, we're gonna have a little bit of a psychic off.
Susie, don't forget to put your hands on your temples. like
I got
this.
it. Yeah, it's got
Yeah.
the Professor X, like,
Yep. Mhm.
really. Yeah.
So I'm gonna grab this. No, we'll keep it as the science officers. So I don't think we haven't really got many group rules in Star Trek Adventures, but for other 2D20 games I know we do. So with this group, as the group, they're going to be rolling 5 dice. But they are a bit shit at this, so we'll see. Okay, presence and command, as they are psychically trying to exit you from this space. You feel this like wave of pressure upon like your, I guess, spirit, Aderi, like whatever Termalunian said this was.
Yeah.
It's not great. So there's 2 successes. So you need to beat 2 successes.
Okay. What am I even rolling here? Presence command, I guess.
Yeah, presence and command to like
Oh, do you know what?
psychically stop this from happening.
I will spend 2 die. I'll buy 2 die with that momentum.
Cool. All right.
So we got 6.
Yeah. So that drops it down to 3 for you.
So I gotta beat 2. Oh, 5.
Okay. Giving you 3 more momentum back. And you manage to like stop the psychic energy from, you know, pushing you out of this space. Okay. Some momentum spends that you could do here. Create an advantage. So you could create a fact about the scene. It might make something possible, or it might make something easier to do. You could obtain information. Remember, you could ask me questions, and you could get truthful answers. The other 2 aren't really applicable right this second. But yeah, creating an advantage might be is a good one. But then like the kind of world is your oyster, so that you might get a bit of like decision paralysis there, or you know. You've got 6 momentum. You can do a combination of any of these. Like, there's no like limit. Just as
So
much
here's
as
what I want to do, and then we'll figure out what to do mechanically from there.
Yeah.
I think Burrell knows, now that she knows that it's the Iriax who's in charge and who's given her the boot, she's going to be like, oh, I want to go and speak to the Iriax. So that's what she's going to try and do. She's going to resist trying to get booted out, because as far as she knows right now, that is her best lead to like anything. So yeah, if we need to I want to get to the Iriax. So how do we do that mechanically?
Okay, so you create a trait with a connection to the Iriax. So we'll drop that down to 4 momentum, having spent 2, and you can now essentially get a connection to the Iriax. I think what happens is that you're trying to combat that psychic pressure, and then you hear that like the voice that you recognize as the Iriax, kind of like with one just kind of like final push with the psychic pressure from the rest of this like gaggle of scientists that you've got here with you as well, where they're just like out. You can get that kind of reverberates in your mind, but it doesn't actually push you out, as you manage to like hold fast and defend yourself from against that. But you hear the Iriax's like psychic voice.
She kind of like, she doesn't know what this is. Strange new worlds. that she's in right now, and she just calls out to the Ariax saying like, look, I'm not trying to cause problems here. I got here. I don't know how I got here. I need help.
What happened to you?
And she explains like the details of hooking up to the the moon, hooking up to the machine. And then that's the last thing I remember.
Yeah, as you're explaining your story about like connecting with that like facility, you can see particularly in the Romulans who are around, who are less in control of their kind of tells and emotions, are kind of looking in amongst themselves like, oh my god, okay. Oh right, oh that, okay. A bit like, like she's talking about that thing. Oh, okay. And so you hear a voice in your head say, peace. I will help you. And we are going to cut to the crew as they fly down through the atmosphere. I don't know what to play now because I don't have.
Do you have any like
I don't have like
anything that sounds
underwater.
Underwater.
I don't have any underwatery things.
Anything from the Little Mermaid?
No.
Yeah, some royalty-free
Okay.
Little Mermaid.
Yeah,
That would be great.
Something with a marimba.
Yes.
Yeah. For sure. Planet harsh hostile environment. I feel that's going to be windy. I don't think that's going to be right.
Some lo-fi ocean sounds.
Lo-fi ocean. Oh my god.
Lo-fi beats to drown to.
Yeah.
There you go.
That's a playlist I need in my life.
Feels like something
get started
Spotify
on
would
it.
come up with. Yeah.
I think that was on my Wrapped.
Yeah.
That's right. It's my playlist of the day, right?
Let's play some, I don't know, some calm. No, let's play some creepy, derelict, huge, dramatic music. I just named a bunch of words in here so that I could freely associate what scenes we're doing with that music. Okay, Harvey at the helm. You're a player character. I'm sorry, Harvey. You have a good con score. You're always going to be in the helm. It's a roll that you make. I'm actually not going to ask for a roll.
Good.
But yeah, I want to just play this out a little bit as you note that Natalie is in the co-pilot seat, so she's checking ops, she's checking systems. You are at the pilot's seat, and you are dipping into the upper atmosphere of Setu. On the scanners of the castle, you can see that there are a couple of frigates in orbit. Just a couple of those small frigates of the Akarus. There's one still touching down at the spaceport that is not too far from you globally. It's you're both in the southern hemisphere, and so they would fairly easily get a kind of like a potential sense reading on you if they were looking. Could be that these guys don't have as great, scanners or telemetry style stuff as Starfleet does. And Natalie is like directing you, like, okay, she's giving you a course. She's saying, okay, dip below this storm, we might be able to just like cut in with the electromagnetic interference, see if they can just cover our presence here a little bit more.
Okay. So he'll just follow her instructions, like her sensor scans, to where would be best.
Yeah. And you descend then down, plunge into the Setu Ocean. And the runabout, I think, forward lights come on, probably. So you've got a bit of a submarine situation out the front viewports. And now that you're much closer, Natalie is doing a few more scans. And you guys can all see on the screens this big underground network begins to emerge on the readouts of the LCAR's displays. chambers upon chambers of these weak life signs in, organized in neat rows and repeating shapes and patterns. And she says to you guys, this must be stasis pods, right? Like life signs, bodies organized in these patterns.
Well, organization patterns aren't anything unusual, but I can't think of anything else that would make sense.
Do they look very similar to the previous that we've watched? We looked at. Remember, we went in one.
I think you would say they look similar. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. But you're looking at them from an entirely new perspective, so it could be hard to tell. But you reckon, your hunch is kind of telling you this feels about right too. Yeah.
Yeah, that sounds a lot like what Dr. Cello was talking about.
Who's this?
Oh, Cella? She's a station doctor.
Oh.
Echo wasn't there.
This is
Cello
where
was.
This is where the cast will look at Tom. The cast will look at Harvey. Oh yeah, okay. Well, there's the central chamber. Oh, look at these power readouts. And there's some sensor telemetry of that kind of similar flow of power that you'd seen from Tilikaal technology, where it's like pumping out. It's almost like neurons. Like there's a little electrical pulses, fires going out from it, and just sending out a kind of weak signal, something like that. I'm picking up maybe half a dozen more life forms as well. See if I can get something out of here. Who wants to roll a scan for me? I don't feel like I don't want to roll a scan, Natalie, to roll a scan on your behalf.
I'm not your guy for scanning things.
I'm piloting. I am.
Eka.
It's gotta be Eka.
I can give it the old college try.
This is the perfect moment for roll 20 to stop screwing with you.
Maybe. We'll find out.
This is its redemption.
What are you thinking? Insight science, insight engineering?
I think this is going to be... Yeah, it could be insight, could be control, could be reason.
Okay. I'm going to go with insight or reason because those are better for Eka. I'll do insight and...
Science.
Science. All right. Science is not as good, but it can be.
So
Two
it's going to be
dice.
difficulty 2 overall. And the cast is going to assist you. Do you want to run any extra dice?
You know what? We got a little bit of momentum in the pool. I'll buy an extra die, please.
Okay. Down to 3.
More chances for me to roll a 20. Let's go.
Let's go. All right, let's see him. 2 successes, which is what you need. The cast.
That's my assist.
Thanks for that 20 on the assist. I called
You're
it
welcome.
though.
You're welcome.
You also rolled a 19, so roll 20 is like...
Pasha's just pushing buttons on the wall.
Yeah, there's an 18 on the starship task too. So my curse remains. I need to make an offering.
I'm gonna keep that. I'm gonna bank 2 threat for that complication. Thanks, Doug.
You're welcome.
Yeah. Okie dokie. So you managed to pinpoint a little bit more about the life signs down below there too, and they are a mix of Romulan and Vulcan. Romulan and
It's a
Vulcan.
Romulan and a Vulcan down here?
Well, there's about 6 of them.
There is something else happening here.
Yeah, okay.
Like, Pasha's like, where did my species come from? Like, I'm just like,
Oh yeah, yeah. How long have they been down here?
uh-huh.
Well, I think we can manage to re-emerge into like that chamber there.
hmm
I am reading pockets of air down there, so the facility has a breathable oxygen supply. So let's take us in, Harv. Let's get down there.
Yeah, sure.
And you like bring up like a little submersible. Yeah, the runabout like surfaces in this chamber, and out from the hatch like airlock door on the side of the runabout, you're able to enter this chamber and like hop onto like a little platform that looks very Tilikaal in terms of its stone and its design, its architecture, and the little blue veins that are running through. For Pasha, I think this is the first time he's ever seen like these shapes and this kind of like architecture. So there are these very kind of thin strips, almost like veins, that run along the walls. And every so often you can see a little flicker of blue energy just trace along one of them, maybe jump to another one. And this is happening all over the wall. And so these little veins run in the floor, in the wall, in the various points along the kind of like pentagonal door frames as well.
Does this remind Pasha of anything? Like, he would be thinking of like, if there's some connection between this place and like the surface world, does any of the aesthetic carryover or the technology or...
Yeah, so like the Akaru architecture. So it doesn't actually, not really, no. But the only connection that you can make, pun intended, is with the kind of... It would be like seeing how like plugs are wired or something. Like the way that the energy like seems to kind of flow, or the way that these veins are designed to it's very efficient. And it does kind of remind you of like power systems from your life, from your world.
I think you should share that. It might be obvious to everyone else because like, it's designed for efficient distribution of power. Harvey, are you seeing this?
I mean, it's hard to miss, but yet this is very similar to the other locations that we found on the other planet. So, yeah.
This looks like something that, I don't know, that the Akaru would be responsible for. Or maybe, I don't know. I have to think.
Well, I mean, it is quite possible that if you had one of the guardians of these places actually help the evolution of your species, it wouldn't surprise me that they would share some technological knowledge of the Tilikaal with you, so it would go side by side.
Harvey, can I be honest with you?
Sure.
And vulnerable?
Sure.
I'm past thinking about the evolution of my species and thinking more about the origins.
I'm not really I mean, it's possible, maybe. I mean, it's possible that your species were already on the planet when the Tilikaal were long dormant, and it was just evolutionary speaking, of course, that the Guardian just helped your species. I wouldn't think that the Tilikaal created your species. It's possible you were already on the planet, and they just helped with the assistance of technological. I mean, or maybe I don't know. I'm
I'm sure. Yeah, that's probably it.
Yeah, or it could be that ancient Adaru found remnants of some alien technology and decided to start adapting it for their own needs until that itself evolved.
Absolutely. Yeah.
Sorry, this is just like Yeah, I'm having a big my cosmology is a little bit weird. So that's all.
I can imagine. So,
Happens to the best of us.
yeah.
Okay, so we still have a facility to infiltrate.
Yeah.
Yeah,
It's
I have a
getting
question.
little heavy. I appreciate it, Pasha, but in the moment.
I have a question, Nat.
Mm.
What is our objective here? What do you want us to get? Is it
Find out.
information gathering?
Yeah,
It's,
and we need more hands-on understanding of like what these facilities are doing right now.
okay.
I think we've seen plenty of what the Tilikaal technology is capable of. To head off the Romulans, we need to get a better understanding of like how they work.
Under the sensors, the Romulans are already here.
And she kind of wiggles a
So-
phaser at you.
I was afraid you were going to say that. Okay, well, quietly does it then. And he kind of, because he's got his engineering kit, he's totally got an engineering kit with all the little things we kind of on his shoulder. Right, sure, why not? Oh, and he's definitely got his tricorder corner. He's going, okay, I guess this way.
All right. Natalie is going to lead this task. So she is going to pull from the momentum pool if you want her to spend more dice. But each of you is going to roll an assist die for a group stealth check.
Oh, yeah. It's going to be awesome.
So this is going to be a security test.
God.
Control or
I'm going control.
fitness.
Full stop. I'm going control.
I think it's like basically control and
No,
security.
I'm not going to use that.
Do you want Natalie to roll any extra dice? I'd say the difficulty is going to be...
Give her one. Yeah, sorry, what's the difficulty?
There's 4 of you, and I think it's going to be difficult. Oh god, my headphones. Cat, I'm sorry, you have to move.
And keep in mind, Starfleet uniforms are very naturally stealthy.
They are, because they're just pajamas.
They're just pajamas, right?
Yeah.
We're essentially wearing pajamas and slippers.
There is a slight whoosh, whoosh, whoosh while you're walking, but it's barely noticeable.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I'm going to make it the number of you, and it's 4, so it's going to be difficulty 4.
Jeez. Yeah, so in that case, yeah, definitely take at least
You're
one.
rolling an assist die.
Yeah,
So
but
you'd be
it's
rolling
us.
5 dice.
It's Anita rolling an assist.
Thank you. I appreciate your confidence in my rolling abilities.
I don't have any confidence in roll 20s.
Yeah, the
ability to
RNG is out to
interpret
get me.
Your...
The back pedal.
Pasha's going to use their advisor trait because since I'm assisting with command, Natalie can re-roll one of their d20s.
Yeah, alright. Love that. Okay, cool.
She definitely is going to get at least one additional dice.
Okay,
For
so
sure.
you want to spend 1 momentum. to
Yeah,
give her an
at least
additional die?
let her roll
That's
in
fine.
3.
That sounds good to
Can I
me.
ask
Yeah.
how good she is? Am I allowed to ask what her stats are in that, or is that kind of
I
like?
mean, she's like a
She's
spy,
pretty good.
right?
She's an
I
intelligence
mean, she's
officer.
intelligence, right? Yeah. Okay.
Yeah.
Cool. Okay.
Yeah.
I'm quite happy just to
Right.
give her 1 and believe in ourselves.
Okay. Control, security. She has a focus.
Okay.
Focus is on. Ooh, that was weird. Here we go. 3 successes. So I need
Now.
1 more success from somebody.
Oh no!
Bam, bam. Come on. Tom. Give us your roll.
I got 1.
Tom saves us. I rolled, for the record, a 17 on that.
Wow. If only
Okay.
this was D&D.
I'd be really good right now.
You'd be
Yeah,
great, wouldn't you?
Yeah.
You'd have wiped the entire dungeon by now.
Harvey manages to just clutch it for the group, and you manage to probably like avoid stepping on a little blue electrical vein that Harvey's like, whoa, no, don't touch that. That's gonna go off. and then you'll slowly make your way through these dark, wet, like kind of grimy corridors. Some of them a little bit overgrown with like alien moss, to Pasha, moss.
Just regular moss.
Regular aquatic plantage. Yeah.
Right. Everything's alien to someone. That's what I'm learning.
Yeah. It's the galactic lesson. And so you finally make your way into a central chamber. And it looks very similar to the kind of pentagonal chamber that Harvey, you, and Burrell found yourselves. And Dr. Cello, wasn't it, I think, originally? That very first runabout crash mission?
Yep.
With a obelisk in the center.
Okay.
And then those like 5-paneled walls. At the other end of the chamber, you can see, in a more efficient manner, about 6 Romulans and Vulcans, in a mix of them in that group of 6, in the shadows, but more efficiently with connections up into like the architecture, the Tilikaal engineering here. And Eka, to you, this looks like Burrell hooked up to a more like rudimentary, like alien patching into this thing, whereas these people
She jury rigged it.
Yeah, exactly.
In
Whereas,
her garage.
Whereas these people look not like they're meant to be here, but the interface is actually a good one.
Can I, is there like a panel or something that I can sort of like look at the life signs for these people? Because if they're stable.
You have a tricorder.
Yeah,
I imagine you have a tricorder.
I'd love to pull out a tricorder and just do like a measurement. I'm not really a scientist, but you know what? It seems like a fun thing to do.
It's just gonna be difficulty 1. To get like a basic reading on what they're like. This is gonna be medicine for sure, and it's gonna be insight or reason.
I'm not very good at medicine, but you know what? I got the scanny doodad. Let's do it.
One success. So they are stable. They are in a semi-conscious state right now, seemingly.
Mm-hmm.
And the weirdest thing that kind of creeps you out is that they kind of are looking through you. They don't really see you right now.
Yeah.
And Natalie is kind of like thumb on the trigger of her phaser and is just watching them. But she's kind of clocking it too, like...
They're out of it.
They don't know we're here. She kind of lowers her phaser and she kind of looks around them a little bit and is like, this looks like what Burrell did, but better?
With the... I would have to probably spend a momentum to ask a question.
Absolutely. But you've got 2 momentum in the pool.
Might I spend for a question, team?
Go on then.
I actually have 2, but I'm gonna ask 1 and see how it goes from there.
That's always the
pick
best
the better
option.
one.
How's their brainwave activity looking?
It is looking...
Compared to Burrell's.
So that, like, I'd say beta waves or something, right? There's a certain wavelength on their brain waves that like seems to match up with what you saw with Burrell's brainwaves in the sickbay.
So, good news, bad news? I don't know. News. The brainwaves. Look at this. I just sort of pass it over to Natalie. Doesn't that look familiar?
Yeah, kind of.
Are they sharing a consciousness?
or a similar pattern.
wait.
Yes.
So, the point of these places were to keep the Tilikaal alive, right? They're kind of like in a shared conscious. It's almost like another world in there, like a different world, like a digital world,
Yeah.
something like that. It's very possible that they have tapped into that, and by using these pods to maybe communicate with all of these. How, I don't know, but
Why?
I don't know.
They
We could ask one.
They,
Oh.
I think that's a good idea.
I mean, we only need one.
Yeah, they might not be happy about that. What if they were being, what is it, uploaded to this consciousness to preserve them? What if unplugging them kills them?
I mean, it's possible. I won't know until I investigate the technology more. I mean, it's possible. I mean, you know, logically, I don't think a Vulcan would attach themselves to a machine unless there was a way to get back out of it. It's just illogical.
Or if
To
they
me.
had no other option.
If they had no other option, I don't think they would have attached so many, all of them, to it. I think they would have at least kept one to overlook. But that's me thinking as an engineer.
Well, that's not too far off of what we should be thinking. And from what my understanding is, in the brief time I've had to research these species, one thing we all share in common is that practicality. So we think like engineers.
Harvey, take a look.
Yeah, sure. Yeah, okay.
Be quick about it.
I'll take a scan and have a look at the whole
Mhm.
thing and how it's all hooked up and do my best.
Give
Is
me.
this like, so is this like a, is this a kind of mishmash of Romulan Vulcan technology that's been spliced into this, or is this purely Tilikaal technology, but they've just attached themselves to it? You know.
There's nothing obviously Romulan or Vulcan about this at a glance, but doing some work on it and from an engineering basis, it'll give you more of an insight, and you can ask me questions like that.
I shall do that.
Answers. Okay, so this, because it's Tilikaal technology, typically, it's gonna be difficulty 2. It's gonna be like reason or insight and engineering.
Is there a way I can assist with command here too?
I'm gonna say just that you can't, because I think for Pasha, there's the sheer weight of all of this. Like,
oh yeah,
what is going on?
He's primarily
here?
looking at this through
I think,
like a cultural stance, and like it's a lot.
Yeah, or maybe if you're offering theories and stuff like that, then maybe reason and command, maybe as an assist die, that might work.
Would you take insight and command?
I don't think
Or is that
so here.
okay?
I think reason.
I'd assist with reason and command because that gives Tom a possible reroll.
What's the difficulty again? Sorry.
2.
I would like to buy another dice.
All right. So that's the momentum spent.
I really don't think I have any focuses in this. No, it's not a starship. Focus. I am a friend of the Durgdu, though, but that doesn't help.
That doesn't help. You're not on Durgdu.
Mm.
What you need to do is
What a twist!
I need to give you guys like a milestone or something, so you can do a little bit of character tweaking or spending, so you can get a focus in Tilikaal technology.
I would, yeah, that would be the immediate thing that
Break
I would
the
be the
whole
one,
plot,
right?
All right, here we go. Let's rock and roll. I got 2.
Brilliant.
Here's an assist anyway.
You can re-roll that
3, look
0.
at that.
You can re-roll that failed
You can
die
re-roll a 0 too.
because of Pasha's special rule.
Sure, I'm gonna re-roll
Because I'm just
that.
pointing out like, oh yeah, there's that.
No, I shouldn't have re-rolled that.
Probably not.
Probably not. You know, that's not good.
Okay.
But
Oh.
you know, in theory.
Okay. So it was 2 successes you need. You got an extra 1. So that goes up to 1 momentum. And here
You
is
don't
what
need
you
to-
find.
Okay.
So this facility is obviously like a shadow of what it once must have been. You know, the moss is the teller here, right? But there seem to be 3 remaining operational areas that you can kind of identify as, roughly speaking, the following. Some kind of shielding apparatus. So that would mean that the scans would have been more difficult to do.
So this place is shielded?
It's shielded, yeah.
Okay.
You are standing in a computer core. That still seems to contain fragments of data and operational competency. So the facility is still working to a fashion. And the Romulan and Vulcans here seem to be interfaced with it.
Yeah.
But this computer core does seem to contain, from what you can tell on some level, some Tilikaal technological data. And you can detect a chamber that has several larger kind of pods and apparatus that is similar to a kind of like replicator technology that the Federation would have.
Okay, I'm going to relay that information to everyone.
How big are these pods?
Yeah, they like human size.
They're not
Are they big
human
enough?
sized. They're just.
Okay.
Do you want? They're slightly bigger than human sized.
Mm-hmm. I'm a test tube baby.
Do you
I was
want
born
to?
under the water.
Do you want to ask me any a question with that point?
Is Pasha a test tube baby?
You could ask that question and I could answer it legitimately. That is what your momentum's for.
Yeah. I mean, Pasha would be like,
this
is like
this
at
is
the
the
front
best-
of Pasha's mind.
This
Like,
is
were we made here?
high key. This is. I'm taking it. This is the best obtain information question I have ever been asked running this game.
It's like the crux of the whole. Yeah.
Am I a test tube baby?
Yeah.
I was going to ask how long they've been there with my second question.
It's not beat around the bush.
But am I a test tube baby is a great question.
Am I a test tube baby?
Asked by Pasha and on behalf of his entire species.
No.
Could have asked like what I think they were going to be used for, or okay. But it's important for you, Pasha. It's important for you to know.
Thank you.
It's for your own
that.
well-being. I can understand that.
I've had a week.
Yeah,
all right?
yeah. You've had 3 days. It's not even a week yet.
From behind you, it's Natalie. The first that Harvey, you kind of sense of this is Natalie's spin round 180, and Eka, Pasha, you hear and sense this presence behind you, but you hear this voice behind you in a fairly kind of calming but robust tone. What are you doing here in this facility?
Oh. Hi. What do we see?
You spin round.
Yeah.
You see the larger, kind of blue form, big, berobed assessor.
Yes. Is it the same assessor from...
Pasha immediately recognizes from all of the iconography of their people as Iriax the Ageless. Nadeon the Ageless.
Pasha drops into like a reverent pose, whatever would be like appropriate. Take a knee, whatever.
Please relax, child. What are
He
you
relaxes.
What are you doing with them?
Who
are
we?
You, I recognize, and she looks over at Harvey. Sorry, they look over at Harvey.
Hi.
Have you come for your friend?
Yes.
Wait,
mm,
friend.
I believe they're talking about Burrell.
What?
We'll get to it later. Iriax, we have come to find an answer. Their commander was. We encountered something similar to this on a different planet, and they're in danger. And we were just looking for some way to revive them, find some answers, and I just kept going and unraveling. And we need to know how to get her out safely, so they can help defend their station. They're being attacked. It's not great.
This place was never for your eyes, child. I am sorry. Is
You
that
shouldn't
why?
apologize. It's my fault.
Is that why you are here? To rescue your friend?
He looks to the rest of them.
I think Nasty just kind of says yes.
Yeah. If there's a chance to get Burrell back, yes.
Can you show us how? It's Natalie. And the Iriac says, where is their body?
It's aboard our ship.
Actually, it's
not.
In the transporter
in the
buffer.
transporter buffer.
Oh.
The Cass. Yeah, I mean, I can go back and beam it. Okay,
You
I'll.
might not need to. The
No?
Tilikaal can transport entire planets. What's tapping into the transporter buffer of a ship in orbit?
Where is this ship?
Above the planet in orbit?
Did she put it in the transporter buffer of the ship?
Lexington.
Or the right, no, it's in the Lex. Okay.
Lexington. Okay.
Very well.
Yeah.
Without any kind of gesture or difference in her their shape or kind of posture or anything like that, I'm going to spend the 3 personal threat that comes with the Iriacs as their NPC, and Burrell's body appears in front of you, lying down on the floor, just by the obelisk of the central computer core.
Oh wow, that's impressive. Wow.
Some of the Romulans and the Vulcans begin to disconnect from the facility.
Nat?
And Nat spins around again, and she's kind of got a phaser, not aimed straight at them, but kind of down, ready.
Yeah.
And the Vulcan, who is in the kind of center or in the middle, kind of gives a recognition of respect to the Iriacs. But Pasha, this is not something that this is not enough respect. Basically, this is like a kind of a
Substandard respect.
Yeah, exactly.
Casual respect.
What are we to do, Iriacs? And then it's Vibara, the Romulan woman who you see next to him, kind of step forward and say, Chen, that's enough. I'm done. We crashed here long ago. We're unificationists. Romulan, Vulcan unificationists. We crashed here, escaping the Romulan Empire. And ever since then, and she points to the Iriacs, that's been keeping us captive here, hooked up to this machine, this thing. We don't want to be here anymore. We don't want to take care of your facility or your clones or anything. We're done. Take us with you. I don't care if it's Starfleet, I don't care if it's Federation. Take us with you.
I really wish she said that after the help Burrell.
I mean,
He says that softly, very
unfortunate.
softly.
we would consider this after a brief discussion, but we do not have the authority to make that decision. We need our commander first.
Ooh.
Yeah, you do.
And so the Bara stands there and she looks down at Burrell. She looks around again at you guys in the Iriax, and she's like, "Well." The Iriax kind of motions to you guys, and they say, "Interface her with the facility." Heredary is already here in this space and time. That should make it easier.
Okay, I'll do that. And he'll head on over to Burrell and try and he tries to finish. He's struggling because he's not a particularly strong person. He's like, okay, this is getting, yeah, as he starts to kind of drag her back to one of the pods to interface. And very awkwardly pops her up.
Mm-hmm.
And very carefully, like looking, he will actively ask either one of the Romulans or Vulcans to assist him to make sure he gets everything perfect to attach. So there's no mishaps, there's no, I put it in the wrong socket or whatever, you know, so this is a proper interface.
So, you ask them to give you to give you a bit of an assist, to give you some help. Chen puts his hand on one of the Romulans that was going to step forward and help you out, and he says to the group, "No."
I'm sorry?
"We will not assist you. It's clear there's been some insurrection." And he's looking over at Vibara.
I thought you were prisoners. I thought they... and Harvey's eyes dart at Eka. It's a pleading. Help.
Here, I can help you set it up if they're not going to.
Okay. They could be convinced if you wanted to go that route too.
Listen, you can help us or not, one way or the other. We're your only ride out of here if that's what you want. And if some of you want to leave, we can take you back up to the surface. All we need is a little help with this.
Make me presence and command. I think difficulty 3.
Those are my capstones, baby. I don't have any. All right.
I'll actually was it create problem? I'll spend 2 threat in order to make it difficulty 3. So I'm spending that, using it. Because I tell you what, the spend there I've done is create problem, so it just creates a little temporary difficulty increase, and that's because the Iriax says I need them to maintain this facility. I need them to maintain myself. If I don't, the Akaru people could be lost.
What if we bring them back? Why can't you bring them back?
I have not felt the connection of another assessor in eons. And they look over to Pasha, and they say, I am weak, child. I'm sorry that you had to see me in this way.
No, you have nothing to feel sorry for, Iriax. As you persist, so do we, but...
If I could bring the Tilikaal back, our Tilikaal masters, then I would. But I fear that awakening their bodies without the proper connections to their Adaries, the psychosis would be worse. They need assistance. They need help.
Then, how do we help them then?
Yes, the question. Can we find a way to provide this connection? We have an entire universe, cosmos of new connections, ways to search. I met a people called the Ferengi, and they know a lot of things.
In truth, I do not know whether the Tilikaal under my watch and protection, how disconnected their Adaries are, how much they have suffered, how much their consciousness has degraded.
And so
No.
Bringing them
to
back.
wake them could be dangerous.
Very.
Correct me if I'm wrong, but doesn't Burrell have a Tilikaal Adari attached to their consciousness?
Yeah.
This one, Burrell, currently has a Tilikaal Adari as a passenger in their consciousness. Is there any way that... I don't know. I wasn't the scientist. That, like, piggybacking it could create a stronger connection to reestablish it?
Not necessarily about the connection, but the degradation of their selves and their consciousness and the psychosis that has ensued.
They have been in stasis for much longer than Burrell.
Their Adaries are separate, child, completely. So you are right, yes. They have been disconnected much longer, and so their grip on reality could be much worse.
Can I ask something that might seem really insensitive?
Just get to the point.
What's the point? That's my question. What's the point? Either you stick around tending to a dying race, dying yourself, or you go for broke and you try and put them back in their bodies.
Iriax, I will also run the risk of being rude, but I have been trained and raised to be decisive, as all mediators have, to make decisions. It seems as though we are circling around the decision that needs to be made. I believe that Inara Eka is correct.
You're putting them in a holding pattern for no reason, and it gets worse the longer you wait.
It is a reason. There is just a decision that needs to be reached.
I cannot make that decision.
Shall I decide for you?
You do not have the authority
No.
over an entire
does?
civilization.
Who does?
To die or to fail in keeping them alive. It is all I have known, and it is all that I was created for. Failure like that, it is more than just a common failure. I envy you and your ability to move on, but it would be my entire existence.
If you die, they die anyways. Regardless.
It is why they have kept me alive, and these machines have kept us alive so long.
Do we know the location of another assessor? Or did that? Because I remember there was one.
You're
I'm
not
pretty
sure about
sure.
that guy, the other assessor that you met at wherever that was, that planet. Candidate, the
planet
candidate system.
Broke apart, didn't it?
Yeah, the two planets
Yeah.
crashed into each other.
Was there another one we met?
I want to tell you this just for the sake of it because it is part of this like mission and we've kind of just skipped over it. But having a little look around, thinking, do we know another location of another assessor?
Yeah.
You
A
look
backup
into
assessor.
another of the like chambers that this is adjacent to, and those 3 chambers that you like figured out through kind of scans and observation, the shielding apparatus, the computer core that you're in, and the small cloning facility. You look through to it, and just for dramatic effect, right, kind of uplit from like some of the little portholes in the cloning vats or whatever, are like 5 other assessors in cloning vats.
Harvey's just like, why don't we just use if you had extra assessors to assist you, would that help?
No.
Why?
Because I am not the crux of the problem. The problem is with the psychology of the displaced Tilikaal Aderis.
Do you know of any way to fix that problem
I do not.
or assist? Okay. Let me think of this logic. We think this like an end. Okay. So we have data that is elsewhere, separate. We want to get that data back to their bodies, which are basically hard drives or whatever they have in the Star Trek terms.
Isolinear data rods.
Isolinear data rods, yeah. So we want to do that and get that back. So what we need to do is make a bridge, although the data has been corrupted. So ideally, you'd want that bridge to somehow fix and repair that data as it goes back into the
Some
thing.
sort of rehabilitative bridge.
Natalie pipes up, Harv, I hate to break your flow here, but there are far more immediate concerns. If we can get Burrell back up on her feet, let's do that. Let's grab what information we can, and let's get going.
Mm.
Yeah, this is bigger. I mean, we could, yeah, let's get Burrell first.
Smaller picture, I guess. Yeah.
Okay.
Yes.
So, gang, this is going to be a difficulty 5 test.
No.
Big stakes, big money, big plays, okay? You can assist all in your own ways. I would love to hear about how you're going to assist here.
Okay.
The Vibara, the Vulcan, Romulan woman, she's going to reconnect up. And so Burrell, after what seems just like fucking ages, like you and
Lord.
your little spirit buddy. Yeah.
I did want to ask while I'm in the spirit realm, in Yu-Gi-Oh terms, can I feel any connection to the Tilikaal here, or am I just kind of like?
Yeah, I think so. Why don't you roll a little insight and command for me? What are you doing?
Okay.
This is going to be difficulty 2. We're going to establish a little trait here.
Ooh. I'm collecting traits. By the end, I'm going to be like, I will buy a die. So I have some threat.
Okie dokie.
I'm pretty low on threat, and
one
it's
threat.
kind of it feels
that
bad.
went down to that. I'm not 75. Jesus, that went down to 5, and then you're upping it by 1
Yes.
to the 6 to get a 3rd die. Then you roll them for me.
Oh my god, no
God.
successes.
No, you don't. You don't manage to. You don't feel a connection to any of the rest of the Tilikaal here. You're too busy swiping through the slideshow of planets.
Of like, oh, that's still there. That's good. Okay, that's still there. Okay.
Until Vibara appears behind you, and she actually like grabs onto you, like she's grabbing you like for excitement. She's grabbing kind of shoulder on your arm, and she says, some friends have arrived. They're going to help you. Someone looked like Starfleet. Someone looked, I don't know, mean and intelligence-y. I'd have said Tal Shiar if ever I'd seen one, but you know what I mean.
She might just be, but they're here.
Yeah. This is a physical place as well. It's a control center. We're on a planet, Setu. And yeah, they know you. They have your body. We're gonna try and reconnect you.
Okay, is there anything I can do here to help?
It sounds stupid almost, but you have to will it.
Okay.
Okay.
Okay. She's gonna just like really focus. She's like trying to get into like she's remembering when she trained with her doc, and he's like teaching her like meditations.
Vibara's probably like holding your hands with you, and it's just like think about it, and it's just like trying to kind of like help you with that like whole presence thing. So yeah, yours is absolutely gonna be like presence and like medicine, science maybe. Well, it's it's fucking beyond the.
I will go medicine. I'll be trying to think about every bit of my body and trying to get, trying to organize all my systems.
Body stuff, body awareness. Yeah, 100%. Cool. All right. Harvey, you're leading this task. It's the Tilikaal stuffs, right?
Great. Okay.
It's not energy systems. Sorry.
I've got. Okay. You know what? I haven't used it in a while. This is a highly stressful situation. Can I use my focus of composure?
Yes.
I haven't used that in yonks.
Yeah, you can blag that. That's fine.
Can I magnify that by using my talent reassuring? Where if I succeed at presence, I can allow Harvey to ignore a complication.
Yes, absolutely.
Don't want any complications.
Yeah. So if you Pasha, if you roll presence and medicine for me for that one assist d20, then you can be assisting Harvey in sorting that out. And then Eka, how would you like to assist?
I'm just gonna look at the others that are in the room with us and say, if you're going to help us, help us. And I'm going to use my talent voice of authority, please. And give you 2 points of threat to make that assist roll a 1 instead of actually rolling it.
Nice. Holy crap. That's so good.
Right.
Eka's gonna parental voice them.
Pasha swoons slightly. At the efficiency, at the pure efficiency.
All right, folks. Roll them if you got them.
Hang on. Before we blow everything.
I just did one.
Right, okay.
There's one success, so
Thank
I can.
You. We just got to ask
to
ourselves, it's only Burrell. Is it worth
There's a moment where we all lock eyes and think, is this worth it? Is this worth it?
Susie's about to hop on a plane.
Are they gonna die next week anyway?
I'm about to reach this webcam.
Susie's about to book a flight.
All right, you know what? It's Burrell, so I'm going to use my determination to get a auto crit.
Cool. So that'd be 2 more successes.
I'm going to use... I mean, can I use anything can be fixed? I'm trying to fix Burrell,
yes,
which is
anything
the most damaged thing alive
and anyone can be fixed.
And anyone. Yeah.
I think that I don't care about exactly how the rules work. I think after this, you should cross that value out and change it to anything or anyone can be fixed.
Done.
I think
already.
That's some character growth right there.
Yeah. Okay, so I've used that. We've got 2. I want to give you threat to get an extra dice, if I could, please.
1 more extra die to roll?
Yes, please.
Okay, so that would be 2 because...
So we need... What was it? 5, you said? 4 or 5?
5 successes in total. Yeah.
You have 3 currently.
And you reduce 1 complication.
I want to give you more threat to get an extra dice.
Okay. Maxing you out, rolling 4 dice and adding 2 successes to that.
Because if I don't do this, Susie will literally kill me.
Bring a character back from the dead.
All right, here we go.
All right, Lazarus
My
Burrell.
5 successes,
goodness.
6 with Pasha.
I don't want to come back.
That's all right. Yeah.
Is that a complication?
It is a complication.
Hey,
It's
It is.
cancelled. It's cancelled.
It's ignored because of
It's
Pasha's
ignored.
reassuring presence. And Pasha looks at them and goes,
Yeah.
that's his reassuring presence. You got
And
this.
Eka. We've got Eka's.
Ekka's, I don't need to roll. I got a 1.
Yeah, shit. So that's 2 more on top of that. 6, 7, 8. 3 momentum. Okay. You've got that. Cool. Okay, so, Burrell, you awaken to a very cold, very damp, horrible little chamber. You are lying on your back, but you are stable. Your injuries have been like patched up. And you open your eyes and Harvey is looking over you, I would guess.
There's that moment her eyes open, she sees Harvey, she beams, and then she's just gonna pull him into a huge bear hug and just like crush him for a minute.
Too tight. Too tight. Too tight.
And then she's gonna sit up.
Ow.
Where am I?
Well, long story, but we're on Pasha's homeworld.
Hi.
Hello. Yeah. And then she's gonna, she's had that moment. She's focused on Harvey, and she's gonna look around the room and like see everybody else in here. She's still hooked up, right? Like they haven't disconnected her.
Yeah.
So she's gonna try and start like pulling herself out of this thing.
Easy, delicate.
It's all right. And she's gonna go over to the Romulan woman that was helping her, and she's gonna give her a little thank you, warm smile. And she looks across everybody else. Okay. Now what?
Barbara, the Romulan woman, says, well, now you're gonna take us with you. And the Iriax stands at the doorway and says, no, you are not. I need you here. You, our guests, may leave, but you are staying.
Burrell's gonna turn to the Romulans and Vulcans. Do you want to leave?
There's a mixed response. Like Chen, the Vulcan kind of leader, he just gives you a slow, curt little shake of the head. But few of the, it's kind of a bit of a split, really. But about 4 out of the 6 of them do want to leave.
Okay. Those of you who want to leave, you're leaving with us. And she's gonna turn to the Iriax. They're leaving with us.
No, I don't think they are.
You can't keep people here against their will.
I
Just
am-
because you're here against your will.
I am the Iriax. They will obey me.
They aren't Iriax or Adari. They don't need to listen to you.
I'm going to spend 3 threat.
You're
Nat
welcome.
literally says, fuck this. And she shoots at the Iriax.
Of
That
course she
Good
does.
job, Nat.
is where we are going to wrap
Oh my god.
tonight's session.
Nat, the Iriac literally beamed Burrell out of a transporter buffer from space, and you think of phasers. Oh my god.
I mean, we can always heat up one of those clones that's in the next room.
I was just gonna
Sure.
say, well, can't we just hook up one of
Find a
those
microwave.
clones instead?
Yeah.
Listen.
Let's find someone a little more agreeable.
We gotta do away with the Iriax altogether, because the Tilikaal are throwing moons around and planets around in this state. Like, if we don't do anything, it's gonna get worse. So
There's gonna be
they're coming
more
out.
planets
So
Ariax,
being thrown.
we've hit the DS9 black screen to be continued.
Oh my
Ooh.
god.
Yeah, we'll see what all kicks off next session.
I've
You gave
been
me a bunch of
alive for
threat, and I
5
needed something to
minutes.
do with it, so I'm ready.
Oh.
We've not done a proper kind of like, you know, multi-situational little fight in ages, and these assessors are pretty snacky, so I'd also like to just, you know, use them a bit. That'd be cool.
Yeah. Yeah.
She used her threat though. Sorry, they used their threat to like beam you in, so they don't have their personal threat pool anymore.
Okay.
That's done with.
Got rid
So-
of those legendary actions. Let's go.
Yeah. So now you've only got the 10 threat you gave me to stack up against.
That's
But
nothing.
this is where the momentum and threat stays until at the beginning of next session. So you'll start with some
That's good.
momentum.
We got 3 momentum, which is damn good for
So
us.
yeah, you'll be ready to go.
and you know what? You just woke up the threat from Kronos. We're getting out of here.
This is momentum and this is
Oh
threat.
my god.
I want those as knuckle tats.
Yeah, right.
The threat of Kronos.
Oh
Amazing.
god, I should have brought her weapons as well, man. Oh,
Yes. Yeah.
you're on the
After this,
ship.
we're going to each of your own homeworlds to fight with your god idols.
Yeah, that's
See how
true.
you do.
That
Yeah.
is literally just shot your god.
Uh-huh. Yeah.
Listen, I got no qualms. I'll kick Kaelus's ass. Don't worry about it.
Yeah.
We have a beach episode next.
Well, the Klingons did kill their gods, though. That was the
They
thing,
did,
right?
yeah.
Yeah, it was
Oh,
like
yeah,
the
yeah.
bothersome. We just
Well,
killed
that would be a
them.
nice little conversation between Burrell and Pasha.
Yeah.
Like, oh my god, you killed our god. Yeah,
Oh,
well, we
I've been
killed
there.
ours.
Yeah. Oh, that's
Yeah.
It's a
All right.
Tuesday.
God
All right.
damn.
Well, just real quick, let us know where you are on the internet, what you're up to, if you've got anything to shout out that's coming up or anything like that. Anita, you're first.
Yes. Hi, I'm Anita. You can find me ever at Panita or at Critical Misses. I do TTRPG things, and we got a couple new shows on the channel. On Friday, we've got Warden Guard, which is a new system that's heading to Kickstarter, and we're dragon riders that are defending a little a town called Tideport. And there's dragons, there's a magical barrier, and I play an old timer by the name of Vera, who's got a gold dragon. Check it out.
That sounds so cool.
Saturdays, we have got Morning Ritual. Our guest this week is Latinos Against Spooky Shit. And then on Sundays, you can find me over at Indoor Adventures for a Apocalypse Keys game where I play a Angel of the Lord named Din or Dynest.
Nice. Thank you. Tom, up to anything?
Only Thursday. Follow Black Cats. D&D Dragon Heist campaign. We've got our own nice little mansion, tavern, whatever it is. They're ruin. So with the lovely Samantha and Susie there as well in that. So look forward to that. But currently that's all I'm doing at the moment. I might be on some stream this week on Susie's channel, maybe with some, you know what it's going to be. I'll let loose. With probably Sam as well.
Yeah, probably. Awesome. Thank you, Tom. Doc, what are you up to?
Hey, so this Thursday, next Thursday, I'll be on Lost Caravan RPG. We're finishing up our Warriors tribute of Blades in the Dark. And then the week after that is the season 3 premiere of Impossible Landscapes, the Delta Green campaign that I am GMing. And I've just started publicizing that and talking that up. It is wild, surreal horror stuff, and it is a lot of fun. I can't wait for that season to start. And after that, who knows? We shall see. But I'm at Doc Rimbo and Doc Rimbo Rolls on X, and you can come by and see me there.
Beautiful. Thank you so much. Susie, is it all hell let loose this week?
Potentially, not sure. Question marks, probably. Gotta liberate Europe, or be its downfall. But yeah, as Tom said, I will also be on Black Cats on Thursday. Ironically, not ironically, but funnily enough, bringing another one of my characters back from the dead. My sad little poet boy. which is a theme apparently this year in RPGs. My characters die and then we bring them back from the dead, maybe.
Could
But
be
in the
worse.
meantime,
I mean, that's not bad compared to them being dead permanently forever.
yeah, he needs to come back because right now I'm playing his brother, who is terrible. So
He's
for the sake of
just
everyone,
the worst.
yeah, we have to resurrect Roderick. But yeah, when I'm not doing that, I'm over at my channel, which is Susanna Grace. I'm all over the internet at Susanna Grace. You can buy my game Chevalier through the Modiphius store. You can buy it in PDF or print. You get this in your hands. It's about being a teenage mecha pilot and how much that sucks. If you like Gundam and Neon Genesis Evangelion, it's the game for you. Thank you.
That was beautiful. You should record that little bit because that was just so succinct. Well done. Well done. It's like we've done this 100 times. So you can find me around the internet at RPG Webby. You can find that D&D game that we were talking about, or all of our self-published stuff at Follow Black Cats. That's me in the chat there. And then for Modiphius-wise, you can grab Star Trek Adventures. You can check out the new Fallout factions, all of that good stuff over at modiphius.net or modiphius.us if you want some North American-friendly shipping. We've got a few streams going on at the moment. We are running this obviously on a Tuesdays. We've got our Fallout Winter of Atom campaign running on a Mondays, and we're cooking up a Dune stream. I don't know if I should have said that, but we are, as well as a little bit more Star Trek Adventures with Captain's Log. We're sorting something out for that as well, so that should be really cool too. So keep your eyes peeled on Modiphius' socials. We're everywhere, like at Modiphius, basically. And we'll get you a little bit more information about those streams when they're live. But until then, folks, until we're back shooting gods and rocking around space in a rental used car, then live long and prosper and take care of yourselves. We'll see you then. Bye.